I've got so much energy, it's unnatural. I defy gravity just to piss off my critics.
All right, and there are plenty of those. There are plenty of those, you know.
Both of those toothless wonders.
People love to take shots at you.
And I profile them. I profile and damn proud of it. Nugent is the N-word. Eat me.
Free socks.
Classic Rock, 90.9 WMMQ. It is the Tim and Deb Radio Show.
Now, Tim, Deb, pay attention. Turn that music. Turn the music up. Keep it a little louder. Ready?
Yeah.
Guaranteed. It's guaranteed. They're so easy. It's stupid. See? It's the trust factor. Get the hell out of here.
Oh,
see, I told you it was a good one.
Jesus.
And I didn't just do it with any. I mean, come on. I'm ready to rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, air guitar like you never saw.
I usually reserve that for my Brooks and Dunn moment because it takes less movement. See?
Ted Nugent in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Ted.
Doing air guitar up the butt.
And he's got a pick.
A pick of my own. Take your pick.
Oh, my God.
Oh, is that
great.
cute or what?
That was hilarious.
You want air guitar? I'll give you damn air guitar.
Well,
and I do it in the shower, and I've scraped my balls more than once on the damn drain, let me tell you.
Obviously, you've been listening to the show. That's good.
Yes, I have been. And I want to know right now, how dare you have a redneck date without me involved? I mean, give me a break. As if it's possible. As if that Suburban shouldn't have an 8-track of Fred Bear in it. Come on. You ain't having a redneck date without a Fred Bear tape in it.
You know what I think? Maybe what we'll do is we'll get you to sign a breast or something, you know.
Sign a breast?
You can sign something. And
I can sign whatever you want me
what
to
we'll do
sign.
is we'll have Ted sign something and we'll put it in the truck, all right?
You know, I am the redneck dream. I can't tell you how many guys have come up to me in church parking lots, school parking lots, go, "Hey, no, sign my truck." And they scrape away the mud from the bumper with it. You got a big old gold marker, and they go, "Sign my truck." I sign trucks.
Sure you will.
I sign trucks. But you always have to take the mud off. I mean, I am, you know, originally the term was Ted neck.
Okay.
Originally it was. Oh, God, I'm living the American dream. Tim, Deb, greetings. Keith,
Good morning.
Greetings, Michiganiacs. God bless you, little monkeys. We're up to our ass in mocha with spice. God, and by the way, may I take just a moment on the microphone?
Yes.
No, yeah. Like I've got any choice?
Yeah.
Shemaine.
Are we here?
Shemaine. Good morning, baby. I love you.
Oh, my.
Shasha. Get up, you little monkey. Toby. Everybody's listening. Toby, Star, Rocco. Rocco, move it. I love you all madly. Rocco, bring in some firewood. Toby, get cracking. And Big Jim, you big monkey, I love you. Those are my tribe. Right
Now, Ted, can't you just leave a note like everybody else?
No. What do you think I came up here for? I wanted to make an announcement to my family how much I love them. I figured, hey, the Tim and Deb show.
Just a little dry erase board, maybe, you know, a note on the refrigerator.
No,
bring in the
nothing in my
firewood.
life is dry or erased, believe me.
All right.
It's all permanent and wet.
Ted's here till 10 o'clock. We're going to be doing a variety of things, maybe even some more air guitar. You smart ass. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Come on, baby. Usually I incorporate a little glockage during the air guitar finale, but today we reserve it.
I'm absolutely dying. We're going to do the news, and we'll be back. News and then Nuge here on MMQ. All right. Classic Rock 94.9 WMMQ, the Tim and Deb radio show at 8:17. Andy Provenzano was missing in action. Hand me the weather. We'll make Ted be Andy.
Proven Gonzo.
Oh, okay.
Turn my headphones up a little, Keith. I can't hardly hear nothing. There. Whoa.
What?
Yeah, Proven Gonzo.
Here.
I love Andy Proven Gonzo.
I know. There. Read the weather.
I'm Proven Gonzo. Sky Team 10 meteorologist Andy Proven Gonzo's forecast.
Oh, that's you. You're being Andy.
Oh, double live, Nugie Gonzo. Today, snow, 1 to 2 inch accumulation, likely windy and colder, high mid-30s. I love snot in the air. I love Michigan snow blows. Tonight, flurries, low mid-teens. I used to love those, too. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high, low 30s. Currently, 34 degrees. Good morning. It's
No, that's enough. Thank
good morning.
you, Tim.
I'm Deb Hart.
In case I forget who I am.
Come on, booby. Good morning, Tim and Deb. I missed you, little monkeys. Greetings. Thanks for the mocha.
It has been at least 2 years since you've been on the show live.
What the hell's been going on?
Well, we've been real busy.
Have you struggled without me? Are you okay? Was there anything I can do?
I had to get therapy.
Yeah,
You
me
guys,
too.
I got to tell you right now, I wish this was TV because you guys look mighty handsome. Congratulations with the upgrade.
Thank you.
I mean, when I say upgrade, health, I'm talking health and attitude and dynamo homage. I mean, God bless you. I mean, Tim, you're a shadow of your former self.
Thank you.
And it was that shadow that we could do without. With all due respect. No, congratulations. You look great.
Thank you.
Your whole energy thing. I felt something over the air when I listen when I'm back here in Michigan. And I go, caffeine? I don't think so.
Not much.
Maybe he's just developing more hornage in his attitude. And that's what you've done here. I mean, congratulations, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it was tough. It was real tough. It was 2 years of working hard, and it works out great. And you sir, look, you're preserved. I mean, you don't look any different.
It's all that venison.
Do you age ever?
Well, come on. I'm 53 and I limp it. I limp it good.
Yeah.
My biscuit limps. No, I've got so much energy, it's unnatural. I defy gravity just to piss off my critics.
Right, and there are plenty of
Both of
those.
them.
There are plenty of those, you know.
Both of those toothless wonders.
People love to take shots at you.
And I profile them. I profile and damn proud of it. Nugent is the N-word. Eat me.
Now listen, there are so many things we can talk about. Let's start with the obvious. Let's start with the obvious.
What is the obvious?
Well, let's start with the obvious promotional stuff. I want to get the obvious promotional
that's
stuff out of the
important.
way.
That is really important.
Very important. Tell everybody you're going to be in starting Saturday. Is that correct?
That's right. Well, there's a big get down. You know, I've always dedicated my life to conservation because our quality of life is going to come from air, soil, and water quality. I've been an environmentalist my whole life, and I'm a proud member, a life member of Michigan United Conservation Clubs.
Right.
I believe that everybody listening right now, I don't care if you hunt or fish or trap or own any guns or anything, you should still be, if you're an earshot of the Tim and Deb show, I really believe you should be a member of the Michigan United Conservation Clubs. That's what we are. We're Michigan United Conservation Clubs. And we're having our 29th outdoor RAMA at the Novi Expo Center. I'm real proud to be a part of it. I'm real proud to be a presenter on Saturday, the 23rd. I'll be there all damn day. I'll be broadcasting live from the Expo Center on Bob Bauer's Detroit show.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll be doing a speaking presentation from 1 to 2, including questions and answers, because there's a lot of room for upgrade, not only just America-wide, but certainly here in our Michiganiac winter water wonderland. And I just I compel people to get more involved. That's what I've always been about. We the people, this experiment in self-government, communicating better with our elected officials so we can get better air, soil, and water quality. It's really simple to do. You just save wild ground. It's as simple as that. And it's easy to do, and we hope that people will come down there and bring their families and learn about the stimuli and the adventure, the excitement, the challenge, the fun, the party that is the outdoor lifestyle. And that's what Michigan United Conservation Clubs represent, and that's what I'm proud to be a part of.
How long does this go? This is like 10 days or something?
10 days. That's about 5 too many, but we'll be talking to them about that. And I know they're listening right now going, oh, we shouldn't have said that.
Well, it's 10 days. Are you there all 10 days?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll
God
be in the
almighty.
studio preparing to scare maximum white folk.
Okay.
But I will be there all day the 23rd, literally
right.
from like 8 in the morning till probably 8 at night. The whole Ted Nugent Camp for Kids tribe will be there. And this is our 13th year with this wonderful charity called the Camp for Kids.
Oh, it's a great thing.
Awesome, man. We save kids' lives. And I keep in touch. Remember those kids you saw, the fire in their eyes up there at Caseville?
In Bad Axe, yeah.
I keep in touch at tednugent.com. We have a talk back, and I'm on every day, at least 2 or 3 times. So is Shemaine and Sasha. And at tednugent.com, it seems to be this electronic campfire, and all the kids, not all of them, but a bunch of them that have graduated as even 13 years ago, the kids that were only 11 at the time are now young adults, and they keep in touch with their hunk of Ted. And it's very, very inspiring with me. So if people want to learn more, I welcome everybody to come to tednugent.com and find out about this stuff. But I want to promote this event on the Tim and Deb radio show because this is the middle of Michigan, and I really think that what goes on at Novi Expo Center for those 10 days and why I'm going to be there all day Saturday, it's more important than rock and roll. It's more important than maybe anything in our lives because quality of our life comes from the quality of our air, soil, and water. You can't party till you're breathing good. I bet you've noticed that recently. So that's what we're going to celebrate, and I want to promote that.
Well, that's going to be fun, and the Saturday's the day for you.
Yeah, and it's going to be, I'm going to do a presentation scheduled from 1 to 2, but I bet it goes from 1 to 3 because there's a lot of important issues. I mean, just the indecency of the tax cluster whack that exists out there. The taxes in this country, and even in the state of Michigan, the property taxes can only be described as vulgar.
Right now, what do you mean property taxes, like for your homes and things? They cut them in half. What's the proposal? They cut them in half a while ago, several years ago.
Well, that's a step in the right direction. But last time I checked, when you buy something, you pay taxes during that purchase, and I think the transaction is over now.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But every year they come back and go, no, we thought we'd tax you again. Just like the motor vehicle registration. I'm sorry, it's already registered. It's still me. It's still a Ford. Eat, poop, and die. So these are the kind. It's going to be talking about hunting rights, Second Amendment rights, the great success story of our wildlife management because of the trappers and the fishermen and the hunters. We got more deer, more elk, more bear. There's more black bear in North America right now than in recorded history.
Really?
There's more mountain lions in North America today in recorded history.
But wait, Ted, I thought we were killing them all by building malls.
No, actually, the animal rights people got the condor and the hunters got the turkey. Let's compare numbers, shall we? There are literally tens of millions of turkeys in the country, and I think there's 8 condors. My point is that I'm real proud that you manage resources based on real value. If there's no value, as in the encounter with the beast or the backstrap on the barbecue, then nobody's going to save it. You see it in Africa. I go to Africa every year, Tim, and where you have hunting, you have rhinos and elephants and kudu and gemsbok and nyala and warthog. You have animals everywhere. Where no hunting is allowed, you have cotton and mangoes. It's so simple, it's stupid. So that's what MUCC represents, and it's certainly what my United Sportsmen of America represent, and it's what we teach our kids camp and what I'm screaming about on the Tim and Deb show right now.
And we're going to do a little music, and then we'll scream some more.
Go wild, booby.
You might be interested to know that this is free for all, a song you might have heard.
One of my favorites. I think that's my philosophy. Thank you.
When did you wite this song?
I didn't. I just spewed it.
When did you write this song?
I gave birth to it during a post-Mexican meal Black Death birth.
A Black Death birth.
Wow.
That's what I get. That's what I create after a good Mexican meal.
Well, I'm asking seriously, though.
Well, I'm not answering seriously. How do you like that?
Smart ass.
I think I wrote this during some spiritual erection back in 73 or 74, where I just picked up a guitar and said, how many open strings can I milk out of an E chord? And I positioned my hand on the guitar neck so everything just rang and clanged like a huge black man with too much venison. And I said, well, never before have I turned on you. You look too good to me. Yeah.
Like that, huh?
I didn't write it. I just started screaming, and somebody started a tape recorder and went, that's a neat song.
I think we'll make some money on this. Well,
not as good as my new song called Pussy Whipped.
We're gonna get around to that.
Pardon
Don't worry
me?
about
did
that.
I say Poochie Whip?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Here's Ted, free for all.
Poochie. Well, say what? Beat me, come on and eat me. That's a love song. I almost cry when I hear that.
It's a tender moment with
It's
Ted
a tender
Nugent.
moment, yes, indeed. Like my birth.
8:30 in the morning. 8:30 in the morning at the Tim and Deb Radio Show. Our guest is Ted Nugent. He's here until 10.
It's a boy.
Now
I'm
listen.
here until you throw my ass out. That's how.
Well, you're well armed though, so
Yes,
there
indeed.
you go.
You notice I'm not gaining weight. I just carry more guns.
I understand. It's a nice little clatter that you make when you sit down.
Clunk.
Now-
I was in the Capitol here in Lansing yesterday, and I went on the House floor, and they introduced me and said hello to everybody. Everybody came up, and they were shaking my hand. They were giving me their cards, asking how they can help with concealed weapons reform and and legalizing dove hunting in Michigan because it's the number one hunted game animal on the planet, except in Michigan because we have some hippies in charge.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into the redneck date with Uncle Ted.
Hang on.
But yes, the great thing about Glockage is that as people came by and shook my hand and had pictures taken with me, of course, they put their arm around me and they go, funk. They get a handful of hardware. They go, hey, what's that?
Can you have that?
I said, I don't know what is that. I have a side boner.
It just wraps around your waist once and sticks out the side.
Glockage. I love that sound. Get me. Was that you or me?
That would be Keith.
Massive fight.
All right, so a couple of things because I heard about you raving about this dove thing. So I guess you tore up Joe Parker's studio about that.
Well, it's real simple.
Let's talk about that very quickly. But first, I want to do Camp for Kids.
Oh, the Camp for Kids.
Now, the Camp for Kids is fantastic. I had the great honor of going with you to one in Bad Axe a few years ago. These kids' lives are changing as a result of this Camp for Kids. Tell people that don't know, because Ted, you understand, we have a new listening audience about every 30 days. They say a few people move in and out of Michigan, right?
No, they're dying out there. Are they?
there are people that never heard you on the radio before.
Seriously,
believe it or not.
Well, welcome to America.
So, explain to people about the Camp for Kids, what it is. Stop that.
El Whack. Well, it says right on my hat just to prove I speak Spanish. What does that say? What does it say?
It says El Whack.
No, I speak Spanish.
So listen. The Camp for Kids.
Oh, that's right. The kids, the damn kids.
Focus. Look at this pen.
The hell with the kids. Who needs them?
Focus.
Little bastards.
Focus.
Somebody asked me the other day. Said, "Well, what about the children?" I said, "The children."
It's my favorite hyperactive ADD rock star, Ted Nugent, right here. Okay, now, Ted, look at me.
Yes, sir. Tim,
look at the pen.
I'm with you.
Camp for Kids.
Okay, well, focus you, pal. Camp for Kids. We started Camp for Kids in 1989. It's called the Ted Nugent Camp for Kids. I put my greasy, all-American red, white, and blue middle finger rock and roll persona attached to it just to attract young people with the energy and the enthusiasm and the attitude of this wonderful, gravity-defying, uninhibited, outrageous, irreverent rock and roll party that is my fun and games career. And young people, which is everybody compared to me, love the spirit of what I always rave about, that the American dream is only available in its optimum form if your level of awareness is cocked, locked, and ready to rock. You've got to take good care of yourself. You've got to defy the so-called peer pressure of drugs and alcohol and tobacco and gangs and crime and vandalism and pierced body parts. That puking and dying isn't a real party, unless, of course, you are Jerry Garcia. So I started this camp, and we did it because Fred Bear, who passed away in 1988, Fred Bear was a great, great visionary in the conservation world. He was way ahead of the curve. Back in the 20s and 30s, Fred Bear was already exclaiming the importance and promoting the importance of air, soil, and water awareness and conservation via the hunting lifestyle. That's where you put on a boot and you actually trace down the origin of our quality of air, soil, and water in the hunting, trapping, outdoor fishing lifestyle. When Fred died in 1988, after I spent my last campfire with him in 87 up at Grouse Haven, Rose City, Michigan here, I was very privileged to have met Fred back in the 50s when I was a little tight. And he was very inspirational to me and many other people. He was a great bow hunter. They consider Fred Bear the founding father of bow hunting. You can find out about it right nearby at Arrowhead Archery. I saw these guys, and they have a bunch of Fred Bear stuff there. So Fred Bear's vision is alive and well right here in Michigan and all across the country. And when Fred died, I took to heart what he said to me just months before that he's heard my critics. He's heard people ridicule me because of the energy and the passion that I have, the whack 'em and stack 'em party attitude about the hunting lifestyle. There's no reason you can't enjoy hunting and celebrate hunting and have a good time and laugh. And as long as you're conscientious and ethical and you abide by the laws, particularly the laws of nature. So I took Fred's advice and his direction to heart. And he said, you ignore your critics, Ted. Ignore them. I've been dealing with these, he called them punks. I've been dealing with these punks all my life. They criticize me for hunting with a bow. They criticize me for using sights back when I was shooting tournaments in Michigan. They criticize me when I used aluminum arrows. They're just a bunch of squawking, pompous punks. I've emphasized his terminology.
Yeah.
So the Camp for Kids began in Fred's vision. He said, you just keep promoting conservation. Just promote it. Don't defend it. promote it like you do. Do it with the enthusiasm that you do. So the Ted Nugent Camp for Kids was born. But Tim and Deb, the important thing about this charity organization, it's a 501c3 nonprofit. It's called Ted Nugent Camp for Kids, and you can find out the gory details at tednugent.com. But it's about volunteers, cops, teachers, welders, farmers, guys from Ford and GM and Mopar, everybody from around the country just volunteers. And they've created a 13-year campfire that teaches children between 11 and 15 about awareness, about defying the punks with their drugs and their alcohol, the tobacco, the gangs, the violence, all the stupidity that is destroying young people's lives, and be cocky, be confident. Know that being clean and sober is the real source of energy for ultimate parties responsibly, so that you can remember them and cherish whether it's just the laughter or the sex or the silliness or the insanity or the rock and roll. You've got to be able to remember last night's party to really appreciate that, and that means no poison. 13 years running, these kids have become activists. We teach them to be activists so that they communicate with their senators, their congressmen, their government, that they insist that we, the people, are heard, and that they, in a positive and forthright way, become a positive peer pressure force. Not only just say no to drugs, but convince their friends to stop it. You got puke rolling down your chin. We're not having a party yet. Our friends died because they were drinking and driving. People are having destroyed, traumatic horror stories instead of a quality American dream. So my Ted Nugent Camp for Kids, they really get an attitude. You saw it up there. I mean, these kids get really cocky because they have confidence that they know instinctively what is right over what is wrong, and they need to follow that instinct and demand it from their friends. You know, everybody goes, well, Ted, how did you fight peer pressure in the rock and roll world? And I go, well, I got news for you. If somebody's getting high and all glassy-eyed and puking, they're not my peer. If they're not only not my peer, but if they're stoned, how can they apply pressure? And so you've got to be defiant. My biggest hero in life is Rosa Parks. Think of that black woman in Selma, Alabama, when some clown who didn't know whether to use bedding on his bed or his head came up and went, hey, I have to get off this. Here's my seat. And she went, oh, really? Does eat me ring any bells? She said,
yeah,
no.
That's just how it went.
I think she said, I think she reached out under her seat, pulled her middle finger out and went, is this yours? No, really. Clam dog, eat, poop, and die. And Rosa Parks refused to go with the status quo. It was the law that she had to get out of that seat. She said, no way. She's my hero. And I say, always question the status quo, because everything in this American dream right now, the IRS, the scum, devil, punks at the IRS, one office of the IRS to another office can't even agree on a rule in their own outrageously vulgar rule book. We the people have always got to ask why. I want an intelligent reason why we can't live our concealed weapons Second Amendment right. Why can't we hunt doves? Why can't we own a piece of property, culminate the transaction, and leave me alone? I own it now. Don't tax me again from now on in perpetuity. Shut up and leave me and my private property alone. These are the kind of issues that we teach our kids at camp.
That'll be very interesting.
It'll be especially when they call the IRS.
I was hoping you'd get back to looking at the pen and remember the Camp for Kids.
Oh, no, that's what we teach them.
And you took it right around and ended there. I appreciate it. Now, if someone wants to put their kid in a Camp for Kids or get considered, what do they do? What's the first step if they're interested?
Well, first of all, they communicate with their children and let them know how much they love them and how much they care.
We're assuming that, but I mean, as far as getting them in the camp. We can't assume that, because the kids that don't have any direction and guidance and love and nurturement in life, the parents have to reevaluate the parenting role. And once a parent determines that they indeed are morally responsible to guide and nurture and love and direct and discipline their children, they call 800-343-HUNT, or they can go to tednugent.com. I think there's an actual Camp for Kids number that I don't have at the tip of my tongue. That's
but 800, probably it's too early right now, but Connie and Kathy and Paul and Linda and Sasha will be at 800-343-HUNT. and they can find out about it. Or more importantly, come down and meet the volunteers, these good-looking, working hard, playing hard Michiganiac volunteers at the Outdoor Rama at the Novi Expo Center on Saturday the 23rd. In fact, for 10 days with MUCC, our Ted Nugent Camp for Kids volunteers will be there at our exhibit, and you can learn about it. And parents, we promise you, I don't care what state of undiscipline, anti-discipline your children may be in, we will change them, because the attitude, the spirit, the enthusiasm, the sheer love in a more rock and roll style that our volunteers give these kids. The kids, their heads start to turn to the side, their eyes open, they turn that suspicious smirk into an interested smile, and they go, oh yeah, I want to get high naturally. I want to be stimulated. I want adventure. I want a party that I can remember. And our volunteers change their lives. It's so beautiful. It just makes me want to poop.
Well, you'll have time because it's time for the news.
God bless. And after this mocha, I'll be gone for a while.
Well, you go poop and we'll do the news, and we'll be back with more of Ted Nugent.
Birth is a black death in my house.
On MMQ. Ted, quit burping.
Not me.
Classic Rock 94.9 WMMQ is the Tim and Deb radio show. We can't take him anywhere.
He has no man.
And that's where I especially like to go. Anyway.
10 away.
He's your boy, you know.
10 away from 9. Listen, I told you if I got him, I'd feed him. And I'd take care of him. And so here he is, and he's doing okay.
And it's feeding time for the loincloth. You know, we feed the loincloth, don't you?
Do tell.
Afro Sheen.
You're such a pain in the ass. It's good to see you.
And with an ass like that, God knows you'd call 911.
All right. Ask any buffalo you happen to see. That's a nice buddy. He rides them all the time.
You should see that buffalo from where I sit. You know, we put Chief. Chief is a 28-year-old South Dakota herd American bison. And I got to ride that son of a bitch for over 100 concerts in the last 8-9 years.
Uh-huh.
And we did our last one at Pine Knob here last year.
Yep.
And it was his last ride because his owner, who's raised him since birth, he told me that Chief just doesn't get around as good as he used to. He's got this hip condition.
Oh, geez.
And everybody was scared to death that when I rode him out on stage, the thing weighs a ton. He's perpetually pissed off.
It's a buffalo.
He acts like a damn buffalo.
Yeah.
Like somehow mankind mistreated his family or something.
He wants reparations. He wants reparations.
Oh, H. And so that last ride, everybody was scared to death that he was going to snap. And of course, when you're riding Chief on stage, 1 ton of pissed off American buffalo, where attitude was born, you know, if he wants to lunge into that audience, what am I going to do? Say, whoa?
Yeah,
whoa, big fella.
What a way to go out.
Scout.
What a way to go out.
So I was carrying special Corbon 180 grain armor piercing rounds in my Glock that night because if he lunged into the audience, I didn't know whether I should shoot hippies or buffalo. Swear to God. Because if he lunged, what are we going to do?
So is there much steering a buffalo, or you just kind of hope for the best?
Yeah, thank God he was trained, Deb, to, be, reined. Jerry, the owner, Jerry Olson, performs on Chief around the nation, or did for years.
That sounds terrible.
At rodeos. It was ugly. It was ugly. Talking about the ESPSCCA.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Buffalo Butts America. But Chief was well-trained. But, if you ever saw him, you get video. You go to tednugent.com. I think there's some pictures of him. You look in his eyes, and it's not very confident building. I mean, you just swear to God, he's really going to get even any second. And he's got some horns that rival mine. I'm telling you what, he is the Wango Tango with a fur coat. I love that booger. And if he dies, we're going to have one hell of a barbecue.
I was going to say, that's a big barbecue. Now I'm curious about something. And we've talked about this on the air many times. And Deborah just hates it. I mean, just hates it.
I love when she has emotions like that.
When I say, and now here's, Stranglehold with Uncle Ted Nugent or Ted Lee Von Nugentberger.
Uncle Ted.
And I promised the listeners a little while ago that I would ask you, where do you suppose all that came from? Why do they stick Uncle? Because I get the Uncle thing. Seeger gets the Uncle thing. Not that we're famous, but, the bottom line was, where does the Uncle come from?
I don't know. I am blessed with an open communication, and again, no matter where I am, at Myers Thrifty Acres or Arrowhead Archery or a church or Rocco's School or Sasha and Toby's School, if I'm out somewhere with Stars, Shemaine, or Linda and I are traveling airports, people come up to me. They've done this since the 60s. Uncle Ted.
Well, good. See, so there's some tracking of it.
Yes.
We know now that it was in the 60s.
And but stop, I was only 17 when people were calling me Uncle Ted. I think it's some type of, they connect with the attitude, and they see me on stage, and they see this uninhibitedness.
But it's not just you, because they were doing it with these ZZ Top guys. You know,
Yeah.
people
Well, that's
refer
because
to
they look old.
Uncle Bob. No, wait, Uncle Bob Seger. You hear?
Do they?
Typically, Uncle gets tacked to the front of some people's names, and we're trying to figure out what it is.
It's more universal than I thought.
What do you? I'm sorry, it's not all about you.
Obviously it's not. But I don't know. But Bob never goes out of the house, so how are we going to know if anybody calls him anything?
Has he become a recluse?
Hey, Graybeard, get off the boat.
Hey, he won the big sailing competition last summer, didn't he? The Port Huron to Mackinac race?
And I bet he steered it himself, too.
Do you guys get along?
We get along fine, yeah.
You're the two biggest music names out of Michigan. Bob Seger and Ted Nugent are undisputed. There you are. You're the big guys. What do you get along?
Bob and I, absolutely. Bob is a hero of mine in that he probably optimized the delivery of that rhythm and blues, that black musical attitude and soulfulness that he and I were weaned on from Motown and Sam and Dave and James Brown. And he and I talked about that all our musical influences are as black as night. And we pay great homage, and Bob in his vocal capacity. I mean, my God, he is a black man. So he and I have always gotten along on a rhythm and blues admiration society, mutual admiration society, get down. Plus he owns his home. He lives in Naples, Florida. And my wife lives down there, too, sometimes. Shemaine bought this beautiful condo down there, and it's on a golf course. I didn't know whether I should just shoot crows or
golfers,
boomerang hippies. But Shemaine has I see Shemaine because I just hate Florida. I don't like going down there. Unless I'm going to kill pigs or alligators, I just have no need for it. But we have a beautiful condo down there. Shemaine and I do go down to Florida, and she sees Bob, and I see Bob at the airport down there once in a while. So, yeah, we have Michiganiac roots, and we also have a place in Naples, Florida. Yeah.
What else is new? I mean, that's the way it is for everybody in Michigan, right? You have a place in Florida.
Yeah, not me.
A lot of people do.
I like to stay home in the swamp. The worst snow blow I get is my happiest day. I fire up that Ford Bronco with 500 Jack Roush fire-breathing horses and go, come on, Mother Nature, let's play! I just love my trucks, man. I am the redneck date. I want to offer something new. Like, can we throw in an autographed arrow?
Sure.
Or a Fred or a hunt music CD, a Ted Nugent hunting music CD. How can you have a redneck date without a hunting music CD?
I like it.
Let's do it. We're increasing the booty right now.
And you can autograph it, and we'll get it all set up for the redneck date. Let's get some people registered for it right now, as a matter of fact.
Let's do it.
363-4949 or #9 for 9 is Century Tel.